The guns were already drawn when she raised her hands. Her palms trembled in the air, sunlight glinting off her wedding ring. The street had frozen, mothers clutching children, phones rising like shields, and behind the shouting officers. A man slowly stepped back into a store doorway, but she didn't scream. She didn't beg. She stood still. Her name was Sergeant Aaliyah Carter, a 38-year-old combat medic who treated wounded soldiers under fire in Kandahar. She once dragged a bleeding captain through sniper rounds while holding pressure on his neck with her bare hand. But here, on this quiet Sunday morning in Atlanta, she was no longer a hero to the officers. She was just someone who matched the description. Aaliyah wore a deep olive jacket, just like the woman in the call. Black boots, shoulder-length dreadlocks. That was enough. They didn't ask for ID. They didn't ask her name. They just shouted and pointed their weapons. Beneath her jacket, tucked against her lower back, rested her legally owned Glock 43X, the same model she used to qualify at the Army range. She never left home without it. Not after her brother was killed outside a gas station 5 years ago. Not after the police report listed it as a random mugging and never followed up, but she hadn't touched the weapon. Not now. Not here. She only moved her lips. Just barely. I'm a veteran. I have a permit. Please, don't make me reach. Her voice was steady, low, and clear. The officers didn't seem to hear. Or maybe they didn't care. Point one leaned forward, barking louder. Get on the ground. Hands behind your back. But Aaliyah stayed standing, not in defiance, but in dignity. Years ago, she'd walked through minefields to rescue a 12-year-old Afghan boy with his leg blown apart. She remembered the copper smell of blood, the way the sand stuck to her boots, the way the boy clutched her sleeve with his only hand. That boy lived. She carried that memory in her chest like a medal. So when 3 police officers, 2 white, 1 Latino, screamed at her, with their fingers tightening on triggers, her heart didn't race. It slowed, the same way it had in war. Aaliyah's silence wasn't fear. It was training. It was control. It was power. The crowd murmured. A man shouted. She didn't do anything. But no one stepped forward. Not yet. Not while the guns were raised. Aaliyah slowly shifted her left foot. Not to run, just to brace. She glanced toward a woman holding a baby nearby. Their eyes locked, and in that moment, something changed. A silver pickup truck screeched into the parking lot. The door flung open. Out stepped an older man in full military dress blues. Navy cross gleaming on his chest. Salt and pepper beard trimmed neat. Colonel Bryant Ellison, retired. Her old commanding officer. He didn't raise his voice, but he simply walked. Calm. Straight. His eyes fixed on the lead officer. Stand down, he said. The officers flinched. She's a decorated Army medic. 2 tours. Silver Star. She outranks every man here in honor. The officer stammered. Sir, we had a description, and now you have a mistake. The guns dropped. Not with drama, but with shame. Aaliyah exhaled. Her hands fell to her sides. Her back remained straight. The crowd was no longer silent. Applause rose. Not loud, but steady. Point one woman walked up, pressed her hand over Aaliyah's heart, and whispered, Thank you for your service. The officers offered no apology, but their eyes didn't meet hers. They couldn't. Later, the footage would go viral. The caption read, She didn't flinch. She didn't fold. She just stood. One quote was shared more than any other. They saw a threat, but the real weapon was her silence. Another followed just beneath it. Honor doesn't wear a badge. It wears scars. Aaliyah never gave a press conference. She didn't post on social media. She returned to her quiet life, teaching CPR to high schoolers, helping veterans find housing, walking her dog before sunset. But people began to recognize her. In stores, at parks, at the VA center. Not because she raised her voice, but because she never had to. If this story moved you, tell us where you're watching from. Drop a comment to share your thoughts on silent strength. And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories that honor those who stand with quiet power.